In this question, we are supposed to match the column 1 with column 2. So I'll directly start over here. So I can see that leaves in column 1 is directly linked to the process of transpiration, which is nothing but the loss of water by the leaf surface area. And if I come down in column 1, we'll encounter seed, and seed is linked to the process of imbibition, which is nothing but basically absorption of water molecules, which also help the seedling to come out of the soil. So I'll connect this thing with option number 4, which is imbibition. Now next is roots. Roots we all know, it is the easy one. It is directly linked to the absorption of water and mineral from the ground. So it is linked to fifth point in column 2. And then we have aspirin over here. So aspirin, in certain studies we have seen that aspirin basically have the anti-transpirant property. So basically it slows down the rate of transpiration. So it should be linked with option 1 in column 2. And the last part is plasmolized cell, in which the water is taken out of the cell, which require the negative osmotic potential. So E option should be linked with negative osmotic potential, which is nothing but third point in column 2. Now if we match this thing in all the options given over here, so we see that A should be our answer. In this question, they have asked that which of the following symptoms are not due to manganese toxicity. Now you should be aware that manganese is a micronutrient. That is, its requirement is as little as 10 millimole per kg of the dry matter. A moderate increase of it causes the toxicity. And manganese toxicity may actually be the deficiency symptoms for iron, magnesium, and calcium, because it basically competes with these elements. Therefore, we can eliminate the option A over here. That is nothing but the calcium translocation in the shoot apex is inhibited. This is true. So we are supposed to find that which of the following symptom is not due to manganese toxicity. So option A can be eliminated. Now, few other symptoms of manganese toxicity is basically what? Appearance of brown spots surrounded by the chlorotic veins. So therefore, we can also eliminate the option C over here. Now, if you look into option B, yes, it causes a deficiency of iron for sure, but it has no effect on nitrogen. Therefore, B option is not completely linked with the deficiency of manganese. Therefore, B should be our answer. In this question, we need to find the correct sequence of flow of electron in the light reaction. We know electron flow starts at PS2 by the generation of electrons over there, by the splitting of water molecules, and the process of splitting of water molecules is famously known as what? The photolysis. So PS2 system is basically present in the thylakoid membrane. So what happens over here is water gets split up and we get H plus ions, molecular O2, and the electrons get generated over there. These electrons generated are passed to plastoquinones, which are nothing but the lipid based carrier. These plastoquinones transfer the electron from plastoquinone to cytochrome B6F complex, to cytochrome B6F complex, which passes the electron to plastocyanins. And this plastocyanin transfer the electron to PS1 system, which again uses the more light energy over here. It also have the receptors for accepting the light energy and generates more high energy electron, but the light energy which it uses is of nearly equal to what? 700 nanometer. Over here we use the light energy of 680 nanometer in photosystem 2. In photosystem 1 we uses the 700 nanometer of light energy, which produces more high energy electron, which are transferred to ferredoxin, and which ultimately transfers electron to NADP plus ions and ultimately produces what? NADPH molecule. So this is nothing but the flow chart of transferring of electrons in the photosystem 2 to plastoquinone, to cytochromes, to PS1, and to ferredoxin. Therefore, A should be our answer. In this question, again, we are supposed to match column 1 with column 2 correctly. So let's get started. At first we can see that molecular oxygen is given, which can be rightly matched with the hydrogen acceptor in column 2, as we know that oxygen acts as the final hydrogen acceptor in the electron transport system in respiration of plant. Now we have electron acceptor in column 1, which is nothing but the function of cytochrome C in electron transport chain, and cytochrome C is present in the inner mitochondrial membrane. And now we have the pyruvate dehydrogenase, which converts the pyruvate to acetyl coenzyme A. So C of column 1 should be matched with the 4 of column 2. And lastly, we have decarboxylation, and the only remaining option left over here is alpha ketoglutaric acid. Now, if you recall a little bit, in citric acid cycle, the 6 carbon citric acid convert itself into what? Alpha ketoglutaric acid, which is nothing but a 5 carbon molecule. So from 6 carbon to 5 carbon, so 1 carbon is getting removed. So we can rightly call that process as what? The decarboxylation. And if you go by that logic, if you like match all your options, then A should be our answer. In this question, we need to find the hormone which can overcome the apical dominance. So in apical dominance, basically apical buds inhibit the growth of the lateral bud, and which is mainly caused by the auxin hormone. So if we look at option A, which is IAA, which is nothing but the short form for indole 3 acetic acid, this itself is a auxin class hormone, so we can eliminate option A. Next we have ethylene, which is a gaseous hormone which mainly causes the ripening of fruits and senescence, so which has no role related to the apical dominance, so we can eliminate this option also. Next we have gibberellin, which plays the role in the elongation of the fruit. Again, it has nothing to do with the apical dominance. And last option we have what? The cytokinin, sorry, which causes the movement of nutrients towards the region of apical dominance and it overcomes it. So therefore D should be our answer.